I love you. Oh, you got your clothes out. Hi. Hi. This is how much you love me, hey? Hey guys, so today I'm here to film a book review and I'm going to be talking about Again But Better by Christine Riccio. So I talked about this book a little bit in my latest vlog for the Magical Winter Readathon for my chapter 4 vlog, which has already been uploaded if you want to check it out, even though that's a hella long vlog. I've got some things I need to talk about with this book because just damn. It got 3 stars from me because it's a very average read, but there are some things that I just really wanted to delve into with this book, and this review is also going to contain spoilers. And this is actually going to be my first book review for the year of 2020 because like none of the books that I've read so far this year I've really wanted to film like a full-on book review for, and like the only one that would have come close to Sorcery of Thorns, but just because it took me so long to read it I'm just like, yeah, that's old news. But this one, I need to talk about it and I'm gonna get into it right now. I do have to say though, I'm so glad that I finally read Christine's book though, because it came out like last May and then it took me forever to finally pick up the audiobook for the audiobook not to work for me. So then I bought a physical copy and then it was like another 2 months before I actually started reading the physical copy. It was a long journey getting to the point of having read this book, and I'm just so disappointed that it was not what I thought it was gonna be. Like, just I'm so mad. So in this book, Shane is our main character and she just feels like she's been doing college all wrong. She's got no friends. She goes home every weekend and she's doing pre-med, which is not what she wants to do in life, but it's because her parents have been pushing her into it. But what Shane really wants to do is be a writer or a journalist. She just loves writing. So she finds this course to do in London and she's going to study abroad for a semester. She lies to her parents about it, making them think that she's doing a pre-med study abroad. So they're all keen for her to go and she just lies to her parents the whole entire book. So Shane as a person is just Christine. There is not a lot of difference between them. And I know Christine said she wrote from her own experience, but I didn't expect her to make the main character just her. Like French Watermelon 19, like that is just... like, I can't even cope. When I read that, I was like, what the hell? Of course, because she's Poland banana, so we got to do a French watermelon. But also, there's the obsession with Lost, with Harry Potter, with Taylor Swift, with naming your laptops after things, and just there were so many quirky things that were just Christine. And because of this, Shane just didn't mean anything to me as a character, because all I thought was, oh, Shane must be a nickname for Christine, you know? And the other thing that pissed me off is there is no possible way that someone can be that clumsy, that every time you stand up from a chair, you fall on your ass. So like every minute, she's like tripping in the kitchen off the stools, and then she's tripping on the sidewalk, then she trips on the train, then she falls through every door that she leans on. Like, this was so bad. Like, you don't have to make it that every single situation the character is in, they fall over to make us know they're clumsy. This is just shitty writing to be like, oh, I just fell over again. Oh, I fell over again. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God. Like, that is not a personality trait, is to be clumsy. So Pilot is our love interest, and it was problematic from the start because he has a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend before he came to London, he has a girlfriend during London, and for some reason he falls in love with Shane. It's never romantic to cheat on someone just because you love someone else more. What you need to do is, if you realize you don't have the same feelings for the person you're with, you break up with them, then you can be with someone else, but you don't cheat. It is not cool, it's not fun, and it's a really stupid plot point to use in books. And like, Pilot was okay, but I felt like Kristen was trying to make him too cool and edgy, and like he's in a band and he makes music and he's just so cool, and I'm like, I'm so over characters like this. Like, sometimes they're written really well, but just it was shitting me so bad. And I will admit though, aside from the whole cheating girlfriend thing, their relationship was quite cute. I think that they worked well together. There was a really nice banter between them, and like, they make a good couple. But that's a perfect world where there is no previous relationships and no things happening and just doing things when you shouldn't be doing them. But I will give them that they are quite a cute couple. And I also really liked the way that Shane went out of her comfort zone by going to London and doing it by herself and having to meet new people and make friends. And like, she became so much more confident, and she was traveling to different countries, and she was writing more, and she was doing a lot of stuff, and she was hanging out with people and like, you know, really just having a fun time, and had really great friends. And like, even though it crashed and burned so bad, I was still still really proud of her of what she accomplished. And then we have the story where it comes to 6 years later and Shane is still in pre-med, she's nearly a doctor, she's doing all these interviews and she's engaged to some dude named Maverick or something, and then she decides, oh, you know what, I never told Pilot how I feel, so I'm gonna go tell him right this second. So she just goes to where he works, tells him, he loses his shit and he's like, mate, I'm with Amy, and all this is just so what, out of the blue. And then they go back in time, back to London, and I was like, what the fuck? The whole book, there's this redhead lady that's been following Shane around, and Shane is a bit like, oh god, what's going on? So she's like her travel guide person, and they get taken back in time to redo it. So now the title of Again But Better makes sense to me, because I thought it was like, oh, she failed at college when she was in America, so when she comes to London she's gonna try again. But no, we have this magical element of time travel that just reverses everything. It means that nothing matters, everything's invalid, and the whole point of the book is dumb to me now. Like, when I read this I was so not okay, because time travel stories are great, and the idea of having a second chance to redo something in your life to make it better is a great plot line, but it just didn't work in this book for me. I was just so annoyed. And what also annoys me is, like, it's gonna be completely different because Shane and Pilot are now 27 in their 21-year-old bodies, so that they're gonna completely do everything different, and there's so many things that probably don't happen because of the way they react to it now that it was just so annoying. Like, I just couldn't cope, and then I had to finish reading it and I was just like, oh my god. And just saying, to me, they remember way too many details. They remembered every single thing that would happen in the moment, and I like can't even remember everything that happened to me last month, let alone 6 years ago. So when they're just going along and they're just like playing along with everything, I'm like, haha. How do you do that? And also, they started dating like basically straight away, and I'm like, literally, Shane has a fiance, he's got Amy, and you just decide to like not do it now? Like, I don't understand how you can suddenly just be all in. And I'm like, there's all this other things happening, like, can you give it a second? And then literally Pilot takes over Shane's whole entire life. And like, honestly, the second time wasn't really going any better for Shane, because she was neglecting her friends, she was neglecting her internship, and she just wasn't doing anything that she needed to do. And when she finally snapped out of it, the Pilot was ruining everything. That's when the book got good. So she finally kicked Pilot to the curb and actually started focusing on the internship for Pact for Trouble, which is the magazine that she was writing at. And the first time they kind of liked her, but they didn't really do much. But this time she really tried, and she tried to interact with everyone, and they started to really love her, and she went out to drinks with them, and she got heaps of job opportunities with them, and she even wrote a piece for the magazine. And she went on way more trips this time and went to a lot of countries she didn't go to the last time, and she spent a lot more time with her friends. And I'm like, this is what's good. You don't need a boyfriend, you don't need love to like completely change everything for you. And like, of course they get back together at the end, and he's like, I'm not gonna distract you, I love you, and she's like, I love you too. And then they get together, and then we go 6 years in the future. She's already had 2 books published, and she's done journalism for the past 6 years, and Pilot's writing music, and everything's all happy and it's all great. And I'm still like, this is so lame. Like, an awesome story idea, but just the execution of it was not done well in my opinion. I really did want to love it. I will say though, I'm not giving up on Christine though, because it might just be this story plot that was really annoying to me. So Christine's got another book coming out next year at some point, like I think January, and it's called Permanently Paired, Perfectly Paired, Perfectly, there's a pest sound somewhere in that title, and I'm not sure what it's about, but all she really said was there's a girl and a guy and something happens, which is like every book ever. But I'm not going to give up on her as an author though, so I definitely want to read her second book, and I hope to read it quicker than I did this one, because it took me way too long, because this came out in May last year and now I've only just finished it. So as I said at the start of the review though, I still gave this 3 stars because there's parts of this book that I really did enjoy. Like, I loved her friendship group, and I loved the way they interacted and the traveling. I really want to go to Europe and do like a big like 6-week trip and go around and look at some of the countries there. It's kind of a bit hard to think about it right now because of what's going on with coronavirus, but still, in a couple of years I definitely want to do a trip like that and go around, and this book has just made me want that so much. And yes, I can complain about how annoying the time travel thing is, but it's still really cool to see characters do something different in a situation that they've already been through. So again, it's an average read, but just for some reason so many things in this book annoyed me, and I bet you any other book that would have done it wouldn't have annoyed me as much. It's probably just the characters. I don't know. I am just so glad that I have finally finished it though, and it's adding to the pretty big collection of books I've read so far this month, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed all my thoughts and feelings. I know I get ranty sometimes, but this is when I know I need to make a review because I just get them feelings. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye!